Good morning, students. See, we are learning photochemistry, and in photochemistry we are interested to know how the chemical reaction takes place in presence of light. Now the efficiency of these photochemical reaction depends on how much quantity of radiation will cause what quantity of reactions. So based on that, we are measuring the yield, that is commonly called quantum yield or quantum efficiency. So in today's session we are going to learn what is mean by quantum yield or quantum efficiency, how it is determined. So quantum yield means it is the ratio of number of moles of a reactant undergoing reactions to the number of Einsteins absorbed. So formula of quantum yield is number of molecules reacting chemically in a time divided by number of quanta absorbed in the same time, or number of moles reacting chemically in a time to the number of Einsteins of energy absorbed in the same time. So normally it is considered that each molecule will absorb one quanta or one quantum of radiation. Okay, so means one molecule needs one quanta of radiation to take part in chemical reactions. And whenever we convert these molecules into mole, we know 1 mole equal to Avogadro number of molecules. So the same way, 1 mole of a quanta is called Einsteins. So that means to carry out one molecule reaction, or whenever one quanta of radiation is absorbed, it undergoes reaction of only one reactant molecule. But if it is absorbing 1 Einsteins of energy, then it undergoes 1 mole of chemical reaction. Okay, so that means whenever there is a molecule, each molecule needs 1 quanta of radiation and 1 mole needs 1 Einsteins of radiation. And 1 Einstein means Avogadro number of quanta. Okay, so for primary process where the law of photochemical equivalence is now experimental determination of quantum yield, it consists of two parts: determination of quanta absorbed E and determination of total number of reactant molecule changed during the reaction, that is M. So let us see the first one, determination of number of quanta absorbed or light absorbed E. It consists of measurement of energy of absorbed radiation, and it consists of following basically three parts. The first one is a source of light. A continuous source of light having a long range wavelength and uniform intensity is commonly used, and generally mercury vapor lamp or sometimes tungsten lamp is used as a source of light. Second part is a monochromator. A monochromator is used which fixes the wavelength of light within a narrow range. Third part is a detector. It is important and it is used to determine the number of photon absorbed by measuring the difference of intensity of a light before and after passing through absorbing medium. There are different instruments which are used to detect the amount of radiation absorbed. They are photoelectric cells, radio micrometer, thermopile, chemical actinometer. The photoelectric cells or photon counter it works on photoelectric effect, where the light energy converts into electrical energy. Generally alkali metals like lithium, cesium is connected to a gold foil or gold leaves. On irradiation, there is a loss of electron occur and a positive charge is developed on that particular leaves, which results a gold leaves diverges, and this divergence is proportional to intensity of radiation. Means if there is more diversion of the leaves, that means more current is developed. Second one is radio micrometer. It consists of a junctions of two unlike metals like silver and bismuth, which is suspended between electromagnetic pole using quartz fiber. On exposure of radiation over a metal couple, it gets heated up and a current is produced. The deflection is detected, which is proportional to intensity of radiation. Third one is a thermopile. It is made by junction of large number of two dissimilar metals. Then when the radiation is exposed on thermopile, it generates EMF, which causes deflection in galvanometer. The fourth one is a chemical actinometer. It is commonly used and most accurate method. So the chemical actinometer, it is commonly used, but this is a less accurate method of analysis. It is based on principle that the amount of chemical change produced is proportional to the quantity of radiation exposed by that substance. The best chemical actinometer is the solution of uranyl sulfate and oxalic acid. Here the light absorbed by colored uranyl ion UO2 plus 2 causes decomposition of oxalic acid. So as you can see in this reaction, uranyl ion present in uranyl sulfate UO2 plus 2 absorbs the radiation and gets excited. Actually uranyl ion acts as a photosensitizer here. It absorbs the radiation and gets excited. These excited uranyl ion transfer its energy to oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is colorless, so this excited uranyl ion transfers its excess energy to oxalic acid, and because of that oxalic acid undergoes reaction. So during this process the quantity of oxalic acid decreases, which is proportional to the amount of radiation emitted. The extent of reaction is then measured by titrating with standard KMnO4 before and after exposure. Experimental setup. So experimental setup consists of optical bench in which source, lens system, light shutters with a circular opening, filter shutters, sample cell in a thermostat with quartz window, neutral density filter, photo detector is arranged in a sequence. Neutral density filter is monitored in its fluctuation in excited light. The reaction cell is either made by glass or quartz. Quartz is used whenever we are using UV light. The amount of energy absorbed is determined by measuring the intensity with the empty cell and with the cell filled with the solution. Second part in this quantum yield determination is determination of total number of molecule changed, means the total number of molecule reacted. So the number of mole reacted is determined by using chemical kinetics. The reaction cells are generally made by glasses, but for UV, ultraviolet or violet radiation, quartz cells will be preferred. If reactants are gases and reaction involve increase or decrease of volume, then the rate is determined by measuring the change in a pressure. Sometimes change in optical solution, electrical conductivity or absorption of radiation is the method used to determine the rate of reaction. Using these, total reactant molecule of the reactant is determined, and these two values then substitute in quantum yield formula, and based on that we can calculate quantum yield. So let us solve some of the problems. So the first problem, radiations of wavelength 2500 angstrom was passed through a cell containing 10 ml solution which was 0.05 molar oxalic acid and 0.01 molar uranyl sulfate. After absorbing of 80 joules of radiation energy, the concentration of oxalic acid reduced to 0.04 molar. Calculate the quantum yield for photochemical decomposition of oxalic acid at a given wavelength. So during this particular process, first we need to calculate 80 joule radiation is equal to how many Einsteins, and secondly, during this process we are taking 10 ml solution of 0.05 molar oxalic acid. So oxalic acid is the main reactant in this process. Uranyl sulfate acts as a photosensitizer which supplies its excited energy to oxalic acid to carry out the reaction. So let us see how we can proceed this. So the first, as I said, we need to find out 80 joule equal to how many Einstein's energy. So we know that energy is given by E equal to h nu or hc by lambda. It is for single molecule. So the Einstein, so energy of Einstein with wavelength 2500 angstrom is given by E equal to Avogadro number into hc by lambda. So by this we can calculate the amount of energy present in 1 Einstein's of energy, 1 Einstein's of radiations. So since 1 Einstein is equal to that much amount of joule, so 80 joule equal to how much? If we do this cross multiplication, then we get the answer 0.000165 Einstein. So 80 joule equal to 0.000167 Einstein. Now during this process, oxalic acid is a main reactant. So the decrease in concentration of oxalic acid is 0.01 mole per dm cube. That is, the quantity of oxalic acid which is decomposed in 10 ml equal to 0.01 into 10 divided by 1000, which is equal to 0.0001 mole. So here we calculated number of moles decomposed divided by number of Einstein, substitute in formula and find the quantum yield. The answer is 0.60. The second problem, the photobrominations of cinnamic acid to dibromocinnamic acid was carried out in blue light of wavelength 440 nm at 35 degrees Celsius using light intensity of 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 joule per second. An exposure of 20 minutes produces a decrease of 0.075 millimoles of bromine. A solution absorbs 80% of the light passing through it. Calculate a quantum yield. Now here we will calculate with respect to molecule, not with respect to quantum. So we can solve either by taking molecular formula, means quantum yield determined by considering molecules, or moles. The first problem we solved by considering mole and Einstein. This problem we will solve by considering molecules and quanta. So let us see. The first, energy associated with 1 quanta of light of wavelength 440 nm using n equal to hc by lambda, we get the energy equal to 4.51 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules. So, but they have given intensity of a light is 1.5 to 10 raised to minus 3 joule per second, and also they said radiation is absorbed in 20 minutes with 80% absorption. So the amount of energy radiation absorbed is given by 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 1200, which is actually meaning 20 minutes, into 80 upon 100 because it is 80% absorption occurred. So after solving we get the total amount of energy absorbed is 1.44 joules. Therefore the number of quanta absorbed, see, the energy of 1 quanta is 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 19, which we have solved earlier. So the total energy absorbed divided by energy of each quanta, that is 1.44 divided by 4.51 into 10 raised to minus 19, it gives the total number of quanta absorbed. Further, the amount of bromine reacted is given as 0.075 millimole. Milli means 1 upon 1000. Therefore the number of bromine molecule reacted is given by 0.075 upon 1000 into Avogadro number. So the quantum yield is calculated by using this formula and we get the answer 14.15. Thank you.